welcome back to my channel. This is Alex of Katie Star Astrology, and this is my video for the full moon in Gemini coming in on November 26th, 2023, which just so happens to be my birthday, so please pray for me. That's Pacific Standard Time. However, as always, adjust for your current location on the planet as that time and date for the full moon may change for you. Before we get into the full moon vibes that are fast approaching, I want to talk a little bit about what we've been moving through this last week, and in many ways still are. There's so much energy in the air right now, so many processes occurring, and I want to do them all justice. I'm getting this video out much earlier than I normally do because these full moon vibes rapidly coming in day by day over this incoming week. They're powerful, they're going to require a lot from us, and I want you guys to be well prepared. But first, let's talk about where we've been. So, November 17th, we had our Mars-Sun Cazimi at 25 degrees. This accelerated deep, powerful, rapid transformation. The Sun and Mars actually traveled together for a while in Scorpio, all the way from, their conjunction on the 15th, all the way through the 17th, even onto the 18th. And now, on the 21st, right before the Sun goes into Sagittarius, they are starting to spread apart. So this whole last week, Mars conjunct Sun in Scorpio, that translates to accelerated transformation, accelerated shadow work, accelerated death and rebirth. So if you have been going through a process over this last week and you haven't quite known why, well, there's your answer. The two have been traveling in whatever area of your chart is ruled by Scorpio, so you may want to look at what house that is for you. But it has been a very powerful end to Scorpio's season because of that. I think for many of us, that Mars Cazimi in Scorpio may have given us deeper understanding of wounds that are honestly always there, but where we were given a unique glimpse at some of those undercurrents and processes happening so that we can transmute and bring some of these old wounds and traumas into the light for healing. That's what Cazimis and Scorpio are about. So let's now go into the energy that's coming in, and I am already feeling it, and it's so strong, I'm shocked that it's going to get stronger. So hence why I am getting this out for you today. And that is our incoming full moon in Gemini. This entire week, we are going to be moving tons of energy in relationships. The highlighted theme of this week in general is relationships. And I have to tell you guys, unfortunately, this week may have many of us letting go of certain types of relationships and certain interpersonal relationships in general. And if we don't have to let go of certain relationships, we are definitely going to be called to do some deep, deep healing within certain contracts. And things are not going to be able to function that they were the way that they were before. I think that's one of my main takeaways that I want you guys to have about this week is that relationships can't run in the way that they have been running because of the aspects I'm about to show you. We are all being asked to evolve to a new level within our relationship. So let's go into it. If you're already feeling this, that's because of this right here. Venus is now in Libra. She's moving fast. And she's already at 15 here today. I can't believe that. Wow, that's wild. She's trucking. And she's now within 10 degrees of the south node. She's going to get closer. Let's go through day by day and watch her here. Closer, closer. And then during the new moon, she's quite close. So she's going to be a big conversation for the full moon. But if you want to know when that exact conjunction is, it will be on the 29th. So I would write that date down. Let's see, is she conjunct on the 30th? Yeah, so I would say between now, the 21st and the 30th, you can write that down as big relationship themes that we are about to go into. And again, the exact conjunction happens on the 29th. You can see it right there. But during the new moon, which is right here, they're close enough. All right, so what is it that we're going to be feeling? First of all, anything at the south node represents something that needs to be released, let go of. The problem being that Venus at the south node represents past life contracts and relationships, and things that are by the south node are often hypnotic. They're hard to say no to. They're deep contracts. These contracts stem beyond this lifetime and this timeline. So there's a lot of karma within any relationship that you are dealing with right now. So for that reason, it's like, take a pause and just acknowledge that being, whoever it is, or there's likely multiples. If you take astrology deep enough, you start to see through the layers that these archetypal stories are being mirrored to you through multiple pathways. But just acknowledge whatever being it is that is playing out these karmic roles for you, whether that be a roommate, a friend, a boss, a lover. It doesn't matter. With Libra, we're talking about our karmic contracts with other people. If there is a person that is taking the spotlight for you at the moment, this is a past life person. So you can really acknowledge that, the power of that, the mystery of that. Now, the challenge we face is that there's something about this past life contract that must change, because we are all being called to the North Node in Aries. And the North Node in Aries has a lot to do with reclamation of our personal identity, our boundaries, our personal desires, and how they need to be honored at this time. South Node Libra is all about peacemaking and getting along and doing favors and sacrificing our needs for other people. That's not what this time is about. We are all being challenged to step into our Aries season, our Aries North Node time, which is not about sacrifice. It's for creating strong boundaries around what it is that you exactly want, need, and deserve, and asking for it, claiming it. And hopefully with grace, moving away from relationships that are not in alignment with that truth. Chiron is at the North Node here, right there. The wounded healer. This alignment will get closer in coming months. We will talk about it, but for now, know that with Chiron at the North Node, unfortunately, it means that creating these boundaries and moving away from certain friendships is painful. There's a wound there. It's not easy sometimes to say no. It's not easy to walk away. from relationships that are, for whatever reason, karmically not in alignment for you anymore. You're outgrowing them. You're learning through time more about who you are, and thus are able to see more clearly who and what is deserving of your time, energy, and heart. So, the full moon. The full moon is in Gemini. Here it is. First decan. I guess we should do the tarot right now. First decan of Gemini is the Eight of Swords. So this little crow here, he's in a bit of a situation. This card is associated with feeling trapped in a loop, feeling overwhelmed, restricted by circumstance. It can even be like a victim mentality or some kind of self-imposed imprisonment. And I think that that's really beautifully illustrated here by the fact that this crow is bound by this ribbon that's covering his eyes, which is like he doesn't know what to do, he can't see the truth. But there's also the sense of it being like very easy for him to get out of this if he would just untangle this ribbon and get out of this sword forest and fly away, right? But he's in this moment where he seems very trapped by circumstance. So the way to get out of this situation, or the answer for this card, is to escape by letting go of limiting beliefs and by stepping into a more empowered mindset. Take control, face fears, get out of this situation that is causing so much strife or restriction. So that, that nicely goes with the North Node and Aries vibes that we just talked about, right? Okay, so anyways, Gemini. Here's the Gemini moon, opposition to the sun in Sagittarius. We do see that this full moon has influence from Mars, because Mars is in opposition to the moon. Unfortunately, this can bring in a little bit of like an aggressive quality to this moon. I'll touch into that in a second. I think the biggest aspect that we want to take into account this full moon is first Venus at the South Node, which we just went over, but then there's this. Very important to take note of. The ruler of this full moon is Mercury, because this is a full moon in Gemini. Mercury is here at 24 degrees Sagittarius, unfortunately in pre-shadow of going retrograde. Oh my God, I literally just realized that right now. I feel like that might be a different video, but screw it. Okay, I'll give you some of the dates in this one. We'll talk about that in a second. Follow me here. Okay, so Mercury is the ruler of this full moon. That means that the energies of the full moon in many ways translate through Mercury. And Mercury is in Sag. What does Mercury and Sag want? Mercury and Sag is all about beliefs and dogmas, personal truths that we turn into universal truths. This is the way things are. That's what Mercury in Sagittarius says and believes. Well, Mercury is at 24 degrees, exact square Neptune, the lord of deception and delusion, during this full moon in Gemini. So this isn't helpful. No wonder the crow is got his little blindfold on, because this is very, very confusing. This means that we may not know what the truth is this full moon for some reason. This is the dizzying effect of Gemini. Is it this way? Is it that way? Are you telling me the truth? Do you have a forked tongue? What is going on? Who are you? Which way do I go? And the Mars element, again, you're going to have to filter this in where it connects in your story, but the Mars element can be competition, rivalry, anger, etc. That can be archetypally expressing itself throughout some dynamics over the course of the week. But the Mercury square Neptune not only makes truth something we're desperately seeking this week within certain relationships, but it also leads me to believe that there are going to be probably certain communications where we're trying to figure out what the truth is. And unfortunately, then when we look at Venus, we see, within those conversations, we are probably going to figure out that somebody or something, we got to go the other direction. Or, as I said in the very beginning, that relationship needs to go through some kind of healing metamorphosis that honors the North Node in Aries. Honesty, boundaries, alignment, honoring authenticity of what we truly desire. Okay, I'm gonna get you those Mercury retrograde dates. I will talk more about this later, but I'll give you the dates for now so you can write them down. And I highly suggest that you do work with these retrogrades. So important. So Mercury is pre-shadow as of the full moon. Here, do this. Okay. When does he actually go retrograde? I think he goes retrograde at 8 Capricorn. Let's find out. Yes. Goes retrograde on December 13th at 8 degrees Capricorn. Goes all the way to 22 degrees Sag. January 2nd goes direct. You will be in the clear, out of retrograde, post shadow as of January 21st. So look at where Sag and Capricorn rule your chart. Late degree Sag, early degree Capricorn. That is the area that this will affect for you. Anything involving travel. Just more generally, Sagittarius is obviously travel, and then the Capricorn can be something involving work or career. Like I said, we'll go into it, but now you have those dates, so you can become aware of Mercury retrograde energies. We know how to work with those. We try not to sign contracts if we can. We try to wait, and we let more information come in before we sign or commit to anything, because we know that if we sign a contract during a Mercury retrograde, it's like the wires of the universe are crossed, and later down the line, those tangles will make themselves apparent, and we will likely have to make adjustments anyway. So why not wait, is my motto. All right. That feels complete for me. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you've enjoyed this video, please do give it a like and a share. I really appreciate it. Quick announcement. I am now on TikTok. I know I really resisted that platform for a very long time. Turns out it is actually one of the most fast and efficient ways to create content that I've worked with. And I'm actually having a lot of creative fun over there. So follow me on TikTok at Coyote Star Astrology. I'm doing some fun little videos over there if you're looking for some more information on incoming astrological alignments. And if you are interested in a reading, I am available for that. You can find me at my website, coyotestarastrology.com. I'm putting my information up there on the screen, and we will get you all booked in. All right, everyone, happy full moon. Best of luck finding balance within your relationships, but also for yourself this week. Alrighty, talk to you soon. Bye for now.